Shifting focus to Iran for now. A country struggling with a cost of living crisis amid a major challenge of handling waves of protests. Iran is planning to put up its historical treasures for auction. You heard that right. The country's ancient historical treasures will be a part of an online auction. This is to reduce the state debt in the face of crippling sanctions. First things first, what exactly are these ancient treasures that I'm talking about? And why did the country even consider such a move? Well, you see, Iran's currency, the rial's value, has dropped to a historic low. And this is mainly due to the several sanctions imposed on the country. The nationwide protests following 22-year-old Mahsa Amini's death also did not help much. They majorly affected the country's economy. What seems like the worst period in history for Iran has pushed the country to sell its historical treasures like ancient castles and heritage buildings. Can you believe that? A total of 19 locations, in fact, will be on sale by the 22nd of May. And this is a move by Iran's Ministry of Cultural Heritage, Tourism and Handicraft. So which cultural sites will be a part of the auction is the immediate question. One of them will be the Rayan Castle. Reports say the castle is nearly 1,000 years old. This is a fort with one of the oldest foundations, which can date back to pre-Islamic times. Another gem on sale would be the residence of Nasiruddin Mirza, a prince of the Qajar dynasty. The building was confiscated from the prince's heirs following the Islamic Revolution, and many more buildings owned by the Pahlavi dynasty met the same fate. In fact, the site is currently owned by the government. Some heritage sites have been converted into hotels, even restaurants. And while this can be seen as a move to breathe new life into these structures, experts say the conversions can damage the buildings if not managed under expert supervision. So what are the historians really saying about this auction plan? Well, the experts are not all that pleased. Historians have condemned the auction plan and said that it is extremely worrisome. Iran's leading architectural historian, Mohammad Garipur, saying that the lack of research behind the plan is alarming. This is the latest move which has triggered question marks over the reasons behind this measure. The Ministry of Labour, in fact, had to recently sack a senior official because of what he said as a part of an interview. Sajid Padam, now the former Director General of Social Insurance, had said that Iran might have to sell some of its Persian Gulf islands. He might have had a good argument. He gave the example of how Greece sold hundreds of its islands to relieve pensioners. And Iran may soon find itself in a similar situation. Iran had sacrificed 300,000 martyrs to preserve its land during the Iran-Iraq war. And this latest move has triggered a series of question marks. How badly are the sanctions hitting Iran really? The nation earns a significant part through its oil exports, and officials say that even if the country sold 3 million barrels per day and received the full proceeds from the sales, it would still not resolve the economic crisis. Iran currently sells only 1 million barrels per day due to stringent sanctions. And declining living conditions, wage arrears, and a lack of welfare support has now sparked unrest on the streets. Citizens are enraged as inflation continues to rise. Nearly half the country, in fact, has been forced below the poverty line. Will selling cultural treasures really solve Iran's problems? It remains to be seen. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.